Yeah. 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 Run it. Run it. Run it.
Fight.
Solo missions to Miami, average speed on 95 was 95. Stoned on Ocean Drive, hotel was prime. Little bit after the quarantine, but it was still live. All the restaurants had the custies eating outside. I caught a lot of looks, but they was with they man. I look and smell exotic, baby, so I understand. She wanna get erotic with me, so I had to plan. I turned into a Kuma quick and got in my demon stance. Baby, grab the sticks. Bed bugs biting all the pillow, talking lame. Kind of ejection tabs on my Jordans. Nah, this is baby first time ejaculating. She's a squirt or not. She gets so flirtatious when I squeeze a button, hold her down. Yeah. The sex was like an angelic demon dance. Should've made a sign of wave in advance to make it clear that she got a share. Either you compete or you can drown in fear. You can complete the task or disappear. Bring something edible to my table, come grab a chair. If you ain't doing shit, then baby, guess what? You can't get the dick. One thing I can't stand up for is a lazy bitch. Golden double crosses on my yak and you can't get it. Sip golden dick on me, baby, and you can't get the tip. Bed bugs biting all the pillow, talking lame. Kind of ejection tabs on my Jordans. Nah, this is baby first time ejaculating. She's a squirt or not.
You win.
Yo, we are in the building. You already know it's Respects and Facts podcast. You already know we're live. We are on stage. We're in the building. People are going to be coming in here in a moment. We got people on X, Twitch, and YouTube right now, man. We got a few topics we're going to talk about today, man. But I think, I was really sitting back and watching a few of these conversations go down. And one of the ones that kind of bothered me, actually 3 of them bothered me for the most part, man. Between Ja Rule being old, getting jumped, Juelz Santana and his anti-intellectual statements, and then we have Mike Epps, who kind of did say something smart and something that was a thought-provoking. And instead of people extending the conversation, I feel like niggas pump faked. People pressed him, and Mike Epps had to come out and clarify his statements, which I don't think Mike Epps should have had to come out and clarify what he said. I think what Mike Epps said was very much on point. And I think the main thing and the main issue we have right now is pretty much is like a backwards level of thinking in our Black community. And not only is it a backwards level of thinking, it's coming from the top. It's coming from our elders. It's coming from the individuals that I personally feel like should have some type of wisdom, insight, some type of credibility, some type of experience to give people information and to give a lot of kids, what I'm saying? A lot of people look up these individuals, give them the, the knowledge to enlighten themselves. And so far we haven't seen it. Salute the Taco staying in the building. Salute Taco staying in the building. We here, 707. What area code is that? Yeah, man. So like I said, pile in here. We have a good show tonight. We have a few things we need to discuss. And like I said, man, I feel like you want to talk about Ja Rule. Very successful, very accomplished. Why are you getting jumped? You know what I'm saying? Why are you in situations where niggas are jumping you, niggas put hands and feet on you, and then you gotta apologize? You know what I'm saying? Why are we getting situations like Mike Epps, where you're basically saying, certain people, especially if you come from North Cali, okay, salute, where certain people shouldn't really be celebrated, but yet here we are celebrating them. And I'm not saying, people come home from prison, you want to make sure, I have family members that are doing life in prison. So I'm not sitting here speaking from a point of view where I can't relate to having loved ones behind bars, right? So let's not even, run with that narrative. But for the fact that he had to come out and clarify statements, like I said, we're going to talk about that. Juelz Santana saying that kids shouldn't really, knowing how to read is an essential. So, where are we going to start? I think we're going to start off really with Mike Epps cooking, because what I don't want to do as a content creator in a way is, I don't want to post just a snippet, a little bit of what he said. I want to give you a broader concept, because what he was doing, he was on Jim Jones. Jim Jones has a new podcast, and he had Joe Budden on there. He had Mike Epps on there, and I like the way he's interviewing. I like the way he's doing content nowadays. So he and Mike Epps were having a conversation. And pretty much before we even get to like I said, the meat of the conversation, I want you guys to kind of see the temperature of how Mike Epps was cooking and how Mike Epps was coming at the topic at hand. So here we go.
I deal with black people. I just go back to slavery. Fucking nigga. we let's go. Let's talk about slavery, nigga. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck where you been. We're still on the plantation, brother. You know what I'm saying? And if I see a nigga with $1 billion, guess what? I'm gonna be looking at him from the field like, you know, I want to come in there with you. I want to put an outfit on. I want
you want an outfit too?
You fucking right. That's what come with the house.
It's hot out here. I want one of them nice outfits. I want some clean water. I want everything in that.
The privilege that they give black people, that only black people can flex on other black people with, because that's all you can do, because you can't flex on the motherfucker master, because he gave it to you. And go out there and flex on your people, because if you flex on me, your ass is in trouble. And what you got, that's my fuck up money. I spend that in taxes. So go be a king to your own people. But don't come over here and act like you're a king to us. And if I catch you biting and snapping back at me, I'm going to take that shit from you, embarrass you, and make your people talk about you and turn on you again. That's what they do to us with that shit. You know you can't take it with you. You don't own the shit. And your people are loyal to you. It really is. That's the only fucked up thing about having something more than your own people. You can only flex on your own people. You can flex. You go in front of a homeless white man and you got $1 billion, that motherfucker still laugh at you. Fuck you, nigga. You be like, damn, you poor. I seen him. Go ride up in Malibu and walk past one of them surfboard homeless white dudes, and you pull up in your Bentley, he be looking at you like, that ain't shit. She be like, motherfucker, you homeless. I'm still white.
All right, so like I said before, man, I wanted to play that because I want to give you guys a perspective that Mike Epps wasn't just coming out here, you know, taking a dump on people coming out of prison. See, Mike Epps on that platform, and he pretty much gave you guys a very good synopsis, really gave you guys a very, how can I use it? What use? He didn't come on. He came on and he was funny. You know, Mike Epps, you know, he has a lot of humor to his truth. But now we're going to go into what Mike Epps initially said, his prison comments, or what he said about celebrating niggas coming out of the pen. But like I said, do I think Mike Epps is wrong? No, I don't think he was wrong at all. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and share this screen because it's only a little 22-second clip, man. So it's not going to be too much. It's not going to be too long. It's going to be a short clip. If you haven't seen it already, you know, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But let me switch this over to this page right here. Share this one instead. All right. So here's his comments, right? Which I somewhat agree on.
Those are the wrong journeys to celebrate, young men. There's no reward for coming home after 30 years. You don't get no care package. You are a failure. Get out here and help these kids. Pay that back forward. You see what I'm saying? That's the reward. Those are the wrong journeys to celebrate, young men. There's no reward for coming home after 30 years. You don't get no care package. You are a failure. Get out here and help these kids. Pay that back forward. You see what I'm saying? That's the reward.
So I got a question with that. When he says that, do you guys agree? Shakira's in the building. Shakira the mod, always in the building, making sure the comments is right. Jason Hunter, salute Jason Hunter in the building. Yeah, man. Personally, I wholeheartedly agree with Mike Epps. People come home from prison. I don't think they should be celebrated. I think they should be celebrated for making it home okay, in one piece, untouched, unharmed, as traumatized as least as possible. But I really do think that we can't celebrate everybody for everything and every reason they come home from prison. But if you have somebody who's been locked up, you can't wait till they get home. If you have somebody who's incarcerated, you are praying and hoping and wishing that the person that you love that's incarcerated is going through their sentence unharmed. You're hoping that nobody is taking advantage of them. You hope they don't come out a different person. You know what I'm saying? You hope they come out as recognizable as when they went in. So when you have somebody who's coming home from prison, yeah, you should celebrate they made it in one piece. You should celebrate that they survived their sentence. But I think maybe he should have said that part, but I don't think he needs to even say that part. I don't even think that should be clarified. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he probably spoke in too many generalities. He may have spoken and didn't really specify what he meant. But at the end of the day, why are we acting like what Mike Epps said is wrong? Why are we acting like we have to correct Mike Epps on saying something that we should all agree on? We shouldn't really be sitting here celebrating people coming home from prison. We shouldn't be celebrating the gender. We shouldn't be having, like you said, care packages. Tony got me 2 new sweaters. I just got home for 2 years. Like, what are we going to do? I know people, but at the same time, I know individuals who have felonies, who have came home and done laps around people who've been out the whole time. So we can't just act like everybody's coming out is just a no good person or person that just doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, and then before we play Blueface, because out of all the people I feel like we shouldn't really be listening to is Blueface. I'm not saying that he doesn't have wisdom. I'm not saying he doesn't have game. I'm not saying Blueface isn't wise in some aspects. But you are one of the worst people to speak on going in prison and coming home, and then because you're in prison extra long for acting up in there, and then you come home with face tat. Like, Blueface actually might be the right representation, but Mike Epps took the wrong approach, because I feel like somebody at Blueface coming at Mike Epps about this particular topic, Mike Epps is old enough and articulate enough that he could have stood on his square and pushed back on Blueface instead of him trying to clarify everything up. That's just very disappointing. Before we get to that, though, we'll read a couple comments. Carlton's Way, peace, FBJ in the chat. Salute Carlton Way all the time, man, in the building with the mod. I really, really appreciate it. Good evening, my sisters and brothers listening and watching out Sacktown, Northern California. You know, I got lost in Sacramento. On my way back from Oregon in 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018. Yeah, we did not know where the highway was, man. It was crazy. Mike Epps said nothing wrong. Yeah, I agree with what he said. Met Mike Epps most time. He's a real cool dude. As a lifelong gang affiliate person myself, with our community, Black community needs to stop idolizing street life and culture. I definitely agree. And, you know, hold on. These rappers going to jail, prison, and come out overweight. What's going on with them? Personally, I think the reason why you see people going to prison and come out like overweight is because a lot of these people were on drugs, allegedly. A lot of these people were daily drug addicts, daily drug users. You're taking Adderall, you're taking perks, you're smoking weed, you're drinking, you're always on the go. So you're not eating, your diet's not right, you're looking skinny. And when that happens and you're doing that over time, of course you're gonna look frail, of course you're gonna look thin, of course you're gonna look like you're in shape, but you're really not. Then you get locked up. You can't take any of the drugs, so your metabolism is slowing down. You probably don't eat 3 meals a day on the outside, but on the inside, not only eating 3 meals a day because you're starving, but especially if you're a celebrity, you're getting commissary, you're getting all the cookies, all the snacks, all the stuff like that. So you're sitting there probably packing on weight, getting big. And I will say the difference between Blueface and Young Thug is Young Thug came out and looked sloppy. He looked crazy. He looked like he was on the phone all day eating bags of chips. Blueface looks like he was in there working out. He looks kind of like swole, like hot diesel. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But I say also with the Bluefaces of the world, you know, when you are gang affiliated, when you know what I'm saying, you don't know somebody's trying to come and get a fair one. You don't know when somebody's gonna come and fight. You're probably, because you know, gang politics in Atlanta and in the Georgia prison system and West Coast is different, because you know, you gang affiliated on the East Coast, you know, in the South particularly, it's probably not gonna be a lot of, you know, gang on gang violence. We don't have a heavy gang presence here. But on the West Coast, you probably have to run fades. you probably got 15 Crip sets, 15 Blood sets. It's probably a lot of, putting down for the set that's going on over there. So I think that dynamic of there can be a fight at any point keeps people like Blueface working out, getting swole, eating, because you don't want to be no skinny nigga getting tossed around. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a skinny nigga, people, 250 pounds, packing you out, beating you up. So I think that kind of stuff, when you go down to a Blueface or certain individuals, that's why it looks like they're gaining weight or they pick up the weight. Like, share, subscribe. Killer, what's going on in the building, man? Happy holidays, Killer. We got to chop it up on the phone, man. I miss you, Killer. Hit the like button. You already know, sis. They getting fat because all that ramen, they eat too much sodium. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All that ramen, they ain't walking the yard. Niggas trying to do push-ups is crazy, man. Melanated Brown, Super FBJ, mods in the chat. Like, share, subscribe. Have a great, amazing 2026. And Mo, Ashe, Salah. Yes. Personally, I feel like everyone is entitled to live life how they want to, but as a whole, as a community, we got to shake the idolization of street culture. And I say that as a whole, individually. Do you already know, Killer, man? It's been a long year that, what I'm saying, we got to chop it up, man. It's been a great year though. Yeah. So like I said, man, the whole point of what Mike Epps said, I think is true. I think it's valid. And I think it should be echoed around more circles. But, you got people like Blueface coming around here saying stuff like this, and we're going to play the Blueface audio. So give me a second. Let me go ahead and get this on the screen. And Blueface probably took offense to it because, he just got home. Right? Might have something to do with this. Bro, I'm sorry, but this is what I'm saying. Mike Epps is like a grandfather. Mike Epps has gray hair. At a certain point, you're too old to be like, you know what? You're cool with whack. So I'm going to, what I'm saying? And I'm going to drop the link in the stuff if anybody wants to call in. Bro, you're a comedian, bro. You're a comedian. At the end of the day, bro, Mike Epps is a comedian. Mike Epps is not, I'm not saying he's not gang affiliated. He don't know gang members or anything. But come on, bro. We got to stop this. We got to dead ass. We got to stop this. Oh, well, whack made the call. And I say we should stop this, but at the same time, I'm about to talk about Ja Rule being too old to get drunk. So maybe these old niggas is getting jumped. Maybe these old niggas do need to call in and check in. Maybe you're never too old to get packed out. So here we go. Here's Blueface getting offended. And I feel like we can't be getting offended just because another man has an opinion. Just because it hit home for you, because you just came home, doesn't mean we need to be doing this type of stuff. Oh my God, why is somebody calling me right now? And I'm in the middle of streaming. That is crazy. I just told them I'm in the middle of streaming. Give me 2 seconds. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play this video right here for you guys. Here's Blueface.
Hey, Mike Epps. I ain't gonna lie, when I seen that video saying that,
where's my controller at?
I knew it was gonna be taken wrong. Just because, people are living a certain lifestyle and
it's not working.
that would be equivalent to somebody coming out and saying we shouldn't celebrate somebody who's on stage telling jokes. They should go to school. They should go to school and go to college and be bigger and better. We shouldn't celebrate nobody on stage telling jokes. That's clown shit, no? I could be misconstrued as well, so I think you went left, people's lifestyles.
3, 2, 1, go!
You can't really speak on people's lifestyles, man. Anybody coming home, you did things the right way, you kept it solid, should definitely be celebrated. If you can get on stage and tell jokes, no one man has enough power to speak on other lifestyles, however people living, if they keeping it solid to that, I think Mike Epps, I think you should just stay in your place, brother. You shouldn't even speak on anything wrong.
And I'm gonna run this back. One more time for the people who are just coming in here. We got 16 people already in here from YouTube. I'm just gonna run it back real quick for anybody who missed, because I don't want to, drag this topic too long, but I want to make sure we get a clear understanding of what this nigga with a bunch of gang tattoos on his face is saying and why we should be listening to him.
Just because, people are living a certain lifestyle and
it's not working.
I would be equivalent to somebody coming out and saying we shouldn't celebrate somebody who's on stage telling jokes. They should go to school. They should go to school and go to college and be bigger and better. We shouldn't celebrate nobody on stage telling jokes. That's clown shit, no?
I was go. It's also low.
I could be misconstrued as well, you know. So I think you went left, you know. People's lifestyles.
3, 2, 1.
You know.
Go.
You can't really speak on people's lifestyles, man. Anybody coming home, you did things the right way, you kept it solid, should definitely be celebrated. If you can get on stage and tell jokes, no one man has enough power to speak on other lifestyles, you know. However people living, if they keeping it solid to that, I think Mike Epps, I think you should just stay in your place, brother. You shouldn't even speak on that type of lifestyle because you're not living that type of lifestyle. So, like I said, the best way for me to help you understand is a motherfucker coming out and saying, yo, I don't think we should celebrate comedians. They just tell jokes all day. They're very uneducated. They're very class clowns. You know, they've been a problem in school, so you shouldn't celebrate them because they're funny. You'll be offended by that, right? So imagine somebody living a lifestyle that comes with jail, prison, and they come home and they should be celebrated because that ultimately makes them want to be free and do better. So I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, they ain't gonna fuck with that, you know? Real niggas ain't gonna fuck with that game.
All right, man. So the reason why I feel like that was the stupidest shit I've ever heard is because you are comparing. This is the biggest false equivalence I've heard in like about a month. The last time I heard a false equivalence like this when I was arguing with my girlfriend. So you're gonna sit here and compare people who are bringing light and joy into the world. Comedians are usually educated people. When I say educated people, that they're not stupid. Comedians have high levels of intellect. Being a comedian, you have to be able to read a room. You have to have comedic timing. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to have like 6th and 7th senses that placate with your mind. You have to be an extreme observer to be a comedian. You have to be somebody who is a sponge to the art. It's an art form. It's not just going up there telling jokes. And I don't know any illegal comedians. I don't know any comedians who commit crimes to tell jokes. You know what I'm trying to say? So this isn't even something that's comparable. And then trying to say that, okay, people who do crimes and get locked up should be celebrated for keeping it solid, holding it down. Yo, being a criminal and getting locked up isn't, and holding it down isn't something like, yo, that's fine. That's your requirement to do. That's like when people say, yo, I'm a father, I take care of my kids. Yo, you're a criminal. You're supposed to do crime and go to jail. That's what it is. Why are we celebrating a dog for barking? Why are we celebrating the cat for meowing? You can't compare Mike Epps making a living for his family legally, doing comedy, which is make people laugh and smile, versus you committing crimes, taking and stealing from individuals, and committing felonious acts where you need to be in a detention center. I don't think those things can be compared. And you're saying real niggas are not gonna fuck with that. That's another problem. See, people use these big ass terms or not big, broad terms like real nigga. What classifies as a real nigga? A real nigga isn't a nigga who commits crimes. Not saying you can't be a real nigga who's criminal, but being a real nigga isn't an end all be all about what a certain demographic thinks you are or you aren't. Being a real nigga is just being true to yourself. Being a real nigga is having principle, having honor, having integrity. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being a criminal and getting locked up, or if you get locked up, you're a real nigga. If you don't snitch, you're a real nigga. All these false rules is why the black community is where it is now, because you have all these things that don't make sense, that are counterproductive, that are taught by the old generation amongst the youth, that you have to do crime to be respected. You have to get a little bit of dirt for people to trust you. You can't be too square. You can't be a comedian. You have to be a rapper. You can't be a comedian. You have to do crime. Like if we had more comedians than rappers or streamers, we would probably have the next Kevin Hart. We'll probably have the next Mike Epps. We'll probably have the next Cat Williams, next Bill Cosby, the next Eddie Murphy. Have you noticed, just to be honest, we don't have real stand-up comedians anymore? You remember back in the day, we used to get stand-up comedians, coming out like in droves by generation to generation. Now, we don't really have that. People say, "Oh, Drewski, Drewski's funny, right?" But I have yet to see Drewski do a stand-up, so I can't call him a stand-up comedian. We got DC Young Fly, we got other people who I think are who do stand up, but at the same time, they're not making an impact that other comedians did back in the day before. And not only do I think it's because of performing art restrictions, but I also think it is a combination that throughout each generation tries to put our masses in the Black community in one box. Like, you got to be an entertainer, you got to be a rapper, you got to be a stripper, you got to be all these negative things that, hey, if the first time you try out this career, if you try to do nursing, it doesn't work, go to stripping. If you don't want to go to college, go strip. If you don't want to, if you failed your HVAC test, go, pick a brick up, you know what I'm saying? Or if you don't get your CDL yet, go ahead and try drug dealing first, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of this shit don't make sense. And that mentality that we have with Blueface, trying to say that, or trying to discredit Mike Epps, somebody who has been in jail, somebody who was in and out of the system, somebody who was a former criminal, for him to clean his act up and become a successful comic, went from criminal to comedian, right? He is probably the most qualified person to speak on this. He shouldn't have to tell you, hey, I went to jail before, I went to prison, for you to respect his point of view on how he sees the world. First of all, especially as an elder and a successful elder, I may not agree with your initial statements, but I'm gonna give you enough grace and enough patience to understand what you're saying. And I don't feel like that's where the conversation went at all. Let me read a few comments really quick. And we're gonna play Mike Epps' response. Talk heavy. I'm trying to educate. I'm not trying to bring out the ignorance right now. It's a little too early. Going to jail is paying a debt to society. The best way you can come out is even because going to jail is paying a debt to society. The best you can come out is even because you paid the debt owed. Exactly. Like, you paid your debt, you came out, you know what it is, bro. Like, we don't need no parade. Tony got me 2 new sweaters, and all that type of shit. Salute Blueface, man. I'm not going to try to bash that brother, but he doesn't understand the positivities in Mike's message. Bro, I'm not going to take anybody seriously who's been dating Christine Rock or Christian, whatever her name is. Like, Blueface, honestly, I don't think Blueface is stupid, but I think Blueface celebrates ignorance. I think Blueface is a poster child for ignorant behavior, because I believe Blueface is intelligent. I believe he knows better. He just doesn't do better because his consequences aren't like the normal individuals. And a lot of these conversations we're going to have around these 3 people, Mike Epps, Blueface, Juelz, and Ja Rule, it's a bunch of people who experience a taste of real life consequences, but because they're famous and they're connected, their bounce back is better than 99% of us, especially blacks. And they don't understand the gravity of the decisions they be making and stupid shit they be doing. So yeah, let me go with, let me keep reading the comments. Elon Musk is crazy. Joe Biden was the last great stand-up and fall down comedian. That's crazy. Those internet comedians lack skill and performance on stage. Now, I kind of do agree. Like, doing skits and actually doing stand-up is 2 completely different things. So now we got Mike Epps. Black people make the wrong people famous on the real. That the only thing we're really good at is making the wrong people famous, bro. A lot of times we always looking for a leader. We always looking for somebody to, to put us on or tell us some shit, man. So let's go to Mike Epps trying to clarify statements, which I'm still against, because I don't feel like he needed to clarify, man. You old. I mean, and what's the point of being old if you always got to come around here apologizing, bro? Like, what age do you get to where you can say, yo, I'm too old to apologize. Whatever I said, it is what it is. Because whatever age that is, I feel like Mike Epps is there. But here we go.
What's up, y'all? It's your man, Mike Epps, man. I just want to get on here and clarify and clear a few things up. Number one, about the brothers coming home from prison being celebrated. I've always been a part of reform. I got brothers right now from my hometown that I'm trying to help come home. They've been in prison forever. I think you guys might have misunderstood what I was saying. I might have said it the wrong way, but what I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison being celebrated you know, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that, you know, misunderstood what I said. Um, wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home. You know, I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way, but I mean well. And I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home. My man Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing. The food stamp thing was misunderstood too. What I was saying is that we need to break the cycle of being on food stamps. There's 3 generations of people that have been on food stamps. A grandmother, mother, and daughter, that's crazy. We gotta do better. We can't think that we need assistance. I know there's some people out there that need assistance. That's well, fine, and understood. But there's people out there taking advantage of the system that's not good. So just want to apologize if I offended anybody. You know I love y'all, man, and keep on doing the right thing. Peace.
Man, hell no. Hell no. And this is what keeps us in ignorance. This is what keeps like things like this. Is just like what Mo Facts is saying. All these old niggas apologize is embarrassing because this is what keeps the young people not respecting their elders. This is what keeps the young people. This reminds me of when Monique told young black women to stop walking around here in bonnets and head wraps because they're queens and you shouldn't be out here in a bonnet with your PJs on in the airport or just in public spaces. And all the black women were like, not all of them, most black, they're like, yo, shut the fuck up, Monique. Shut your big ass up, Monique. You can't tell me how to be a woman, Monique. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, well, damn. Monique seems like she's very qualified to tell us as a race of people how we, in the level of decorum we should have. You know, she stood up for black people. She stood up for black causes. She stood up for pay raises. I feel like Monique, you know, she's played a bunch of great characters and she's done enough to speak on what she's speaking on. And what she said a bonnet is not a crown. What she said is, what she was trying to say is, sisters, take the bonnet off and put your crown back on. Y'all are queens. Don't walk around here looking any lesser than queens. You know what I'm saying? And she comes from an era where women weren't walking around in bonnets. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, and they, well, what about guys, niggas walk around in do-rags? I don't think that's super cool too. But, you know, it's times I done walk around in do-rag, like went to the store and everything. We're not perfect. We're not perfect at all. A lot of us do have protective hairstyles, protective hair wraps. Sometimes we need to go grab something and, you know, taking off the bonnet, taking off the shit, sometimes is more trouble than it's worth. But still, is an image that you have to uphold. It's not an image for white people. It's self-image. It's what you're projecting upon yourself and projecting to each other. We should have a higher standard. Just like we have this whole thing is the quarter zip and matcha tea trend that's going on TikTok, where you see black men putting down Nike Techs and picking up, you know, dressing with more decorum and everything. And that's not for white approval. That's just saying, hey, we are just more diverse. We can kind of step up our dress code. We can't walk around here in slides all day and think we got to have a revolution. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit up here, you know, out of shape talking about we going to have to fight the white man. Like, you got to be able to survive 90 seconds just in case we have to get in combat to survive. So a lot of these things that are happening right now, we are unhealthy as group people. We are not valuing education and we're not valuing our appearance like we should. And anytime it's a qualified OG, married woman that speaks on the dysfunction in the black community, why is it always a blue face? Why is it always a Sukihana? Why is it always the slave class? Why is it always the slave class that gets the loudest microphone in the black community? It's never the freedman. It's never the emancipated brother. It's never the runaway brother. It's never the the educated brother and sister. Not saying that we don't have bourgeoisies in here who don't placate a Jack and Jill mentality and an elitism amongst black society, right? But when we do have the ones who came up from the bottom, like a Monique, like a Mike Epps, and they have these statements and they actually do say something of intelligence, intellect, and perspective, The people we do not need to hear from is the slave class of the Black community. The slave class, the street class, the uneducated class, the anti-intellectual sector of the Black community should not have the loudest voices. But yet, ever since the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and forward, we have given the court gestures the platform. And when are we going to self-police? When are we going to have powerful people come out here saying, hey, yo, Blueface, shut the fuck up? And when is WAC 100 going to call Blueface, but hey, Blueface, you need to apologize to Mike Epps. Not only is that your OG, you guys should be preaching a stronger message of unity and self-organization and staying out of the prison systems. You know what I'm saying? You like, why are we not having these types of conversations, bro? Why aren't the older people calling their YGs, calling their youngins and setting them straight? Mike Epps has no business to apologize to a nigga like Blueface, my nigga. Come on, bro. And what you said, I also took into consideration, because he did have to shout out 25 niggas in prison he holding down and buying new sweaters for. Let's keep it a buck. A significant amount of his fan base is on food stamps and have been to jail or date jail niggas. Yes. But you know what the problem affects the Black community? Those individuals you just said should be the ones that are saying Mike Epps, because we have came from that very same situation that we want to get out of and we are not proud of. You're right, Mike Epps. You know what, Mike Epps? You are a spokesperson for people like us, because at one time you were amongst us and you have elevated yourself to higher points, and you have always brought people along with you and elevated them also. But no, that's not what they said. Our community, and it's not just the Black community, is a lot of racial demographic communities that cannot take the mirror being held up to them. They cannot take the responsibility of the things that they put on. You know what I'm saying? Things that they've done. Like he said, yeah, he had to apologize. That's the problem, bro. You don't have to apologize for shit like that. The larger problem is these niggas glorifying jail. They're in jail with PS5, Cartier glasses, and posting like they're having a grand old time. Absolutely, but that's a part of the psyops. The government wants these niggas in prison to have phones. They give the PlayStations and niggas coming in prison with the Taco Bell wing. I seen a nigga in prison with Wingstop. I seen a nigga in prison with Wingstop, and the Wingstop wasn't cold. He lifted up the lid, steam coming out the motherfucker. He like, yo, how many niggas got motion? We got the Wingstop, we got the Zah, and we got the PS5. A gay criminal, that's paradise. A nigga like Diddy would love that. Okay, I get to have drugs, PlayStation, junk food, and niggas. Bro, that's why I be looking at people crazy who are always going back and forth to prison, always going back and forth to jail. What's in there that's so great you don't want to be out here? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like an advertise. It's like an advertisement for niggas to go to jail. Hey, you don't want to get your CDL. You don't want to get your HVAC. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go back to college. Come to prison. It's a bunch of gay niggas, video games, and junk food. And you get told what time you wake up and what time you get to go to sleep. A lot of people aren't in prison because they're even actually criminals. I think a lot of people in prison, to be honest, have arrested development and have so much anxiety about being an independent adult in current society or whatever society they are walking into, that relieving themselves of the responsibility of taking care of themselves and making something out of themselves, they whether give that away to the state so they can have 3 hot meals in a cot, guaranteed food, guaranteed clothing, guaranteed camaraderie, and knowing that the state can take care of them. A lot of people, if you want to be honest, what welfare is to women in the Black community, prison is to men, as far as people have rather opted for the government to take care of them, and any condition that the government mandates that care should be given to these people, opposed to actually walking into your destiny and living up to your potential. That's the psyops, and that's the conversation that has a deeper meaning what we're talking about, man. He apologized because he wanted to. He's trying to reach out to people without creating tensions. There's nothing wrong with that. It is something wrong with that, because you don't need to apologize for saying the truth. we may not agree. We may not agree that Mike Epps shouldn't have apologized. We may not agree upon that, but can we agree that what he said wasn't wrong? Did it offend people? And is he apologizing probably more for if he offended them? Like, hey, if I hurt you, I'm sorry, but my words were intended to do that. And I still stand by my comments, but I'm not apologizing for what I said. I'm apologizing for how it made you feel. Now, that is what he's apologizing for. Cool. I think we can all understand that. We can all appreciate that. But if he's sitting here trying to apologize for his words, bro, don't do comedy no more. Don't try to mentor people no more. Because you let niggas like Blueface be an authority on what you can and can't say. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, man. I don't fuck with it. They got 55-inch TVs in prison. Man, hell, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, if you are a broke motherfucker that don't want to get a job, you don't want to do nothing in life, go to prison. They got PlayStations in there too. And you ain't got to pay for electricity. You just got to protect your butt and you'll be all right. Star spoke about the super prisons that are being built to hold tens of thousands of people. I missed that episode, but I'll call Star after the show and see what he thinks about that and get his perspective on some prisons. Going back and forth to prison is not as simple as that. In some people's cases, it's a little more complex. And nevertheless, there are more options to make to avoid prison. Yeah, and I agree. People with felonies, it's hard for people with felonies to get jobs. It's a lot of the revolving door. There is a structural revolving door to jail into prison by your parole officer, your probation officer, the drug test, the constant look for jobs, the house arrest, the popping up. It does restrict you, but at the same time, we cannot use that as an excuse because I'm pretty sure we all know somebody in our life who has went to prison with a felony, has came home, started businesses, got their life on track. I understand that it's not that hard to pick up from zero, but at the same time, what is your will to live as a human being? As a black man, what is your will to become something other than what you are currently, presenting as? I'm not saying you got to put on the like I said, the quarter zip and the matcha tea. I'm not saying that at all. But we can't act like it's extremely difficult to want better for yourself and to, as a people, to ask more of ourselves. And I feel like it's all Mike Epps is doing. Mike Epps is saying, wait a minute, guys, can we have a higher bar for our expectations, especially when people come home from jail? Because one of the problems is people come home from jail and that honeymoon of I just got out, they be saying I just got out for 2-3 years. Instead of being like, damn, I got out, I need to start doing things. I need to get on the ball. I need to come out here with my hair on fire. That's the thing I feel like sometimes people are missing. They need to go back and forth to prison, have boyfriends in there that they miss. That's my only synopsis at this point. He apologized to make people shut the fuck up. I do believe that too. And I just think you got to stand by your words, bro. You're too old, you're too accomplished, and Mike Epps is too respected for him to feel like he has to backtrack his words. Personally, I wouldn't have apologized. Me neither. I wouldn't. And if you got game, you can smash your female CEO. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, some of these jails, especially if anybody's been to Orange County Jail in Orlando, that is not a jail. That is a club for prisoners. I'm gonna be honest, I never seen so many bad bitches in a holding tank as far as inmates and officers. They say it's the same thing in Fulton County, and I think that's a part of the problem too. We need a better vetting process of the women and men. Like, you cannot have women. I'm sorry. And I'm not exaggerating with this, right? Orlando prison, or Orlando jail, Friday night, right? It's Friday. Matter of fact, just the whole Friday shift. It is some of the baddest women that should be in the club working as COs, working in the holding cell, signing you out, giving you the change of clothes, letting you make the phone calls. Like, bro, the nurses is bad. Like literally, some of these niggas going back and forth to jail because like, what's the system to keep me out? And the staff is pretty cool compared to like Duval, where like everybody's an asshole. Where everybody in Orlando chill. It's like the club. You can go holler at the COs. You go, oh, I need to go talk to the nurse and give the nurse your phone number. Like you can get hoes. So imagine like Fulton County in Atlanta, and it's probably number of bad bitches on Friday night. Niggas is macking. It's like a speed dating site. So a lot of these things we don't even, we give people incentives to go back to jail. And I think that's a bigger trap where you give niggas big booty bitches and street cred who doesn't want to go to jail, who doesn't want to get locked up if you haven't seen anything better than you know what's being shown. It just don't make sense. I'm telling you, if you got game, you can smash females. See, it's facts. Thought the quarter zip trend was about weak. Mo, dead. I thought the quarter zip was, I thought it was like plugs talking about we giving out quarter zips, all like a quarter zip and a matcha. I'm like, so 7 grams and a matcha tea don't sound bad. I thought we was all get on track. I was gonna go on TikTok with the Zod and the matcha and be like, yo, green on green. We got the matcha and we got the loud. Like I thought I was about to be the spokesperson. You know, I thought it was plug talk. I thought we was about to do a weed trend. And next thing, and I didn't get it. I just kept seeing niggas in sweaters. I was like, where's the weed? Where's the weed? You said it was a quarter zip and matcha. I had the quarter zip. I had the matcha. Where are these sweaters coming from? And then my girl was like, that's the sweaters called the quarter zip. I said, oh, hell no. Hell no. I thought the same thing. Last month, Wires are trading Nike Tech suits for quarter zips. And I like the trend, man. I feel like it was like back in the day when we were wearing like a business attire to the clubs and shit back in like 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. We were wearing like a cardigans and vests with the tie and hard bottoms and slacks to the club. That's the kind of era I think that's kind of going in. I didn't read this yet. I've been to prison several times, got out and never looked back, only to become an electrician and a truck driver. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We have too many brothers who have been locked up, who have came out and made something positive of themselves because they had the self-will to do so. And yeah, I'm going to celebrate you because if you're my family member, you're a loved one, and you came home, you didn't die in there. You didn't come home a different way than how you went in. Yes, you're going to be affected. You're going to be changed. You're going to be scarred somewhat from a prison sentence. But if you can come home and have the self-determination to be something better than what you did when you went in, that's the whole point of why we're celebrating you. That, hey, you're going to come home and change life. We're not going to celebrate you because you're going to come back on the block and go back in. That's not the point. And I think Mike Epps should have to clarify that. People get that it's just hit dog hollers. And who's the biggest hit dog? Blueface. He just got out. Oh, wow, I feel like I should got celebrated. Come on, nigga. If America made our prisons like the prisons in developing nations, I bet niggas would get some act right. Boy, what? If we was running this bitch like Venezuela, oh man, you wouldn't see nobody on the block. Everybody have a quarter zip on right now. Niggas in NBA fighting again tonight. Seems like they're fighting every night now. Bring back 90s. Who is fighting? Who is fighting? I hope somebody fought Klay Thompson. Everybody running down on Klay Thompson, bro. I hope somebody fights Klay Thompson right now. The quarter zips is back trending. Good job, Jason. Yeah, whoever Jason is in here. Yep, Jason. Yep. Jason knows what time it is, man. That's why I salute Jason coming in here. And every time we have a topic, I feel we always have like people who can relate to the topic that get to chime in. So I appreciate Jason coming in here and dropping that. Orlando and Philly getting chippy. Okay, Magic. Hey, I hope. Now, what's that one dude with the fingernail polish for the McCain? The gay dude for the Sixers, McCain, allegedly. I'm not saying he's gay, but he's very zesty. He's the most zesty basketball player I've seen since Dennis Rodman. I hope somebody ran down on McCain. I really do. So as we're going to continue this topic, I want to get to Ja Rule. Only because, and we're going to go down a little timeline. Only because with Ja Rule, like I said before, bro, a lot of these dudes, they're too old for this level of violence to be taking place. Salute. Appreciate you in the building, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. So I'm only gonna say we're gonna play this because there's not a lot of violence. There's a lot of So apparently this was at the Monica and Brandy show, New York City last Thursday, actually. That Ja Rule got jumped. Once again, dog, why Ja Rule? Why don't you have security? And if you do have security, like, why are people putting hands and feet on you, Ja Rule? I want to know what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this. That's my thing. Like, why are people jumping on Ja Rule? And then, Tasha K came out and she was like, hey, my team is telling me niggas put hands and feet on Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? And then he released a statement going at Tasha K saying, Tasha, why are you lying to these good people? Yes, some bitch ass niggas tried to jump me. No, it wasn't at Say Less. I'm chilling, smoking a joint, watching SVP with not a scratch on me. Why are you shouting out Scott Van Pelt? Like, come on, bro. Like, And then Ja Rule did one of these right after. Hold on, let me see if we can share this, because this was something else that I found very, very hilarious. Like, I don't know who you thought you were fooling, Ja Rule, but this post right here, it wasn't it. It wasn't it. And I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully, yep, it's on screen now. Let's, first of all, are we all looking at Ja Rule right now? Ja Rule, his face looks swollen. He has a couple speed knots all over his face. And before we go, we're just going to read a few comments before I get to talking about Ja Rule. Look like he can't even open his eyes all the way. Okay, Andre Drummond and Wendell Carter almost fought. Okay, cool. I see that. I appreciate it, bro. I'm an OG out Sacktown, Northern California, Maine. You already know what's up, man. Suit Sacktown, Bay Area, all that. Been around the ring a few times. Wendell Carter is Angel Reese's beard. That is crazy. Allegedly, how cats jumping people at a 90s female R&B concert. Bro, Mo, I'm saying the same thing. I don't know if it's New York niggas right now. I don't know if it's old niggas. I'm going to blame old niggas, to be honest, because, like, why are you, like, what's going on? You jumping niggas for 50 Cent? Did Ja Rule pop your girl? Like, why are we beating up Ja Rule at an R&B concert? Ja Rule's too old to get sucker punched. Man, I don't think he got, you too old to get, I agree. You are too old to get sucker punched like that, bro. It's crazy. Getting beat up at a Brandy and Monica concert is diabolical. White Denzel, Rory, I agree. Why are you getting beat up to The Boy Is Mine? Why are you getting beat up to just one of them days? You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine I Want to Be Down, the chorus coming on, and you sitting there. Imagine sitting in my room. Imagine Brandy sitting up in my room, and you singing the chorus, and next thing you know, a nigga sock you in your motherfucking eye, and now all hell breaks loose. I mean, like, as a black community, is there a safe space we can go without a nigga moment? Can we go anywhere without people putting hands and feet on you at a Monica show? What about my brain doing Almost Doesn't Count, and then a nigga put you in a headlock, and now you losing oxygen, and you losing oxygen to such a peaceful song, you ready to die, because it just makes too much sense. It's time to go. Just imagine, like, Monica doing I Should Have Known Better, and you with your girl, and a nigga punch you dead in your shit, and now you getting packed out in front of your girl while I Should Have Known Better was getting played. That's what niggas are up against going to this Monica concert, apparently. It's not safe for the OGs. It's not safe for the OGs. You can see the lump on his head. But that's what I'm saying. Who is he fooling? He's winking because he can't open his eyes. If you're 50, you got every right to despise Murder Inc. That is true. If I'm 50, I'm getting your ass whooped every chance I get. You're right. You're right. I'm just saying. Old niggas definitely blame, and I'm an old nigga, 43 years old. Hey, can y'all let me know? Because I'm 32. When is old nigga at 40? Is being an old nigga at 40? I thought because some people like, oh, you're an OG at 30. I feel like I'm maybe I'm big bro. But I don't think it is 40 OG age. If it is, cool. But it's 40 old nigga age. Old nigga, I don't know. Only because I'm 8 years away from 40, it's just a little, I don't want to prematurely put myself in a different bracket, but I do believe it's not safe around black folks at big events of any time. It's not safe around black folks at big events of any kind. I mean, can I really say Rory is wrong here? They're proving it. Why is Ja Rule getting beat up at the Brandy and Monica concert? You were proving people like Rory right. Dysfunction grows like a cancer in our community. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hearing the boys' mind as you slowly pass out away at a concert would be sad. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Brandy and Monica have a few jams to die to. Brandy and Monica, if you gave me two artists to lose my consciousness to as a nigga is closing my windpipe, Brandy and Monica aren't bad. You know what I'm saying? The music is so soft, somebody can probably hear me gasping for air. So you're right. You know what I'm saying? 30 is the new old nigga now. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. Am I an old nigga in the building? Chat, am I an old nigga? Yes. Oh shit. Oh shit. I say 50 is old, 40 is unk status. Okay, so I'm still big bro. Cool. Let me know I'm big bro. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure. I'm making sure. And I'm gonna put Rory's comment real quick so anybody didn't see it. We're gonna show you again. It's not safe around black folks at any big events of any kind. And more facts. Rory ain't lying. It's not safe for us. No, because you always got a nigga trying to be a real nigga like Blueface said, man. And I'm sorry, we're doing a lot of talk. This shit is funny. Big bro, but Lil Unk. That's crazy. I wish a bitch would call me Lil Unk, bro. I five bitch would call me Lil Unk, bro. Like, come on, dog. That's crazy. Lil Unk is crazy. That's like Lil Unk is like Lil Bro. It's like going to high school and then getting right back under the totem pole. You get called Lil Unk, man. If a bitch call me Lil Unk, bro, I'll be beside myself. That's crazy. That's crazy. Does that look like a face that hasn't got touched? You can see the lumps on his forehead. He can barely open his eyes. Somebody socked him in both eyes. Imagine a nigga punching both eyeballs. He can barely open his eyes. Don't you think somebody who got in a fight like you, what about your neck? What about the side of your face? You got a black hoodie on over your head. Dog, look at his cheeks. He looks lumped up. He looks like a Acme anchor hit him upside the face. Like, he looks lumped up. I'm sorry, I don't care what none of you niggas say. He looks like somebody put hands and feet on him. I want to beat down. I want to beat down from you. Yeah, whooped they ass. Well, you got the brakes beat off you at the Brandy Monica show. And I think they brought Patti LaBelle. Imagine getting beat up with Patti LaBelle backstage. Just Gen Z is going to age worse than millennials. Oh yeah, of course. I believe you. Look at his face. This ain't the face of a nigga who want to fight. This ain't the face of a man who got the better in the jumping. This nigga looked like they lumped him. They look like whoever ran down to him got the job done. Look at this nigga. First of all, there was nothing in that goddamn cup anyway. This whole thing is a lie. There's nothing in this goddamn cup. Look at it. We're going to run it back. Nigga taking a sip of cap. notice everybody who loses a fight always gets on camera to show, hey, I didn't lose the fight. Nigga. Come on, bro. Come on, Ja. This is stupid. Then he threatened to sue Tasha K. Just a bunch of shit. When it's like, bro, if niggas got the ups on you, let them get the ups. But coming on here lying is just counterproductive, man. It's counterproductive. I'm gonna go ahead and read this off. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? If you enjoy this show, hit the $sign Florida Boy J904 in the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy this show, please hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Also, guys, I have a new Twitter account because Twitter packed my last account up. Unfortunately, guys, they tried to pack your boy out. They tried to get me up out of here. So while I'm here, I'm going to share my Twitter with you guys. Let me see if I can copy the link before we play the rest of this. Let me share. Let me share my Twitter for you guys. 2 seconds. How do I even share this shit? I'll do it later. I'll send you guys on Twitter later. But for the most part, let's get to this statement right here. Let's read this out. Ja Rule shuts down rumors of being jumped. Not a scratch on me. Rumors recently spread on social media claiming that Ja Rule was jumped in New York City after the Brandy and Monica concert at the Barclays Center. Some sources speculated that the altercation involved members of Max B's crew that took place outside of a popular restaurant, Say Less. However, Ja Rule himself quickly addressed dismissed the most sensational claims. Ja Rule stated that while some individuals may have tried to jump him, he was not hurt at all, and the situation did not escalate. He made it clear on social media that he did not have a scratch and was relaxing at home afterward. He also denied that the incident occurred at a restaurant, clarifying details and telling fans not to believe the rumors. Video footage of the concert shows security stepping in and Ja Rule being held back from the altercation, but there is no indication of serious harm or injury. In summary, there was a brief backstage scuffle involving Ja Rule after the concert, but he was not badly beaten or seriously attacked. He and his team have emphasized that he is unharmed, and the more dramatic stories circulating online are exaggerated. Do I believe that? Fuck no. I believe they put hands and feet on Ja Rule. Max B behind bars before the summer. Mo, don't say that. Mo, don't put that spirit on that man, dog. Because Mo, you don't be missing it. And when Max B gets locked up and Star is laughing at him, you're gonna be like, I said it on FBJ show months ago in November. Max B wasn't gonna last summertime, and look, Max B ain't lasting summertime. I can hear Mo Facts right now on Star Report saying, I told these niggas that, and they ain't want to hear me. They ain't want to believe it. And now Max B's fucked up. I know you're gonna. I just feel like you're gonna hit the nail on the head on this one, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't want it to be true, but it's probably gonna be true. He threatened to sue Tasha K, all types of shit, right? And Tasha K, as she reported, Ja Rule came out, all that. I'm gonna sue Tasha K. Tasha K don't know what she's talking about. Tasha K's lying. All that just to come out and say he was sucker punched by 3 men during the Boys Mind show, and argues that the attackers wouldn't have got away with it if it was a white band. He also says he's far from done speaking on the situation. So you did get jumped. Niggas did put hands and feet on you. And why? Hold on, you guys, let me see if I can put this on camera. You kill with hands, feet. He looks like they put hands and feet on him. They look like they put hands and feet on Ja. He's in the camera. Nigga, you can't. Oh, you look Chinese. They beat your eyes swollen. You woke up lumped up, fucked up, lumped up. Couldn't even talk. Now he on camera with the blind. Hold on, let me put this. You can't make this type of shit up. You can't make this shit up, man. Let's share a screen. This is ridiculous. Look at this nigga Ja Rule right here. Look. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Why are you in a dark room with the blinds closed, Ja? And this is my first time hearing this. But you know, that's what I'm saying, bro. Nigga, hands and feet. Hands, feet, knees, and toes. All over, elbows included. This is Ja.
First things first. Leave Max B the fuck out of this, man. That man just came home, man. Why y'all try? I thought y'all was fans of Max B. Y'all trying to get this locked up. Every 5 minutes, someone Max B did this, Max B did that. You know that the people be watching these little platforms. Tasha K, fire your whole research team. Just get rid of these. They're terrible. They're the worst research. Matter of fact, keep them bum ass so they don't get hired by no other body else, because they are terrible. Yes, it was an incident that went down. Never denied that. Did try it, but as y'all see, to no avail. The boy prettier than Ali in the 70s.
Pause, bro. You're in the dark. You're in the dark. He's in the dark. How you talk? The blinds is closed. You're not facing the blinds, so the shadow is in front of you. You in a dark room talking about, yeah, they didn't jump me. I look fine. Bro, put your face in the light. How about you do that? You lumped up from last week. They beat your ass so bad. They 3 niggas gave you a knuckle sandwich to the eye socket, and now you sitting in the dark doing nigga splaining.
Did try it, but keep them bum ass so they don't get hired by no other body else.
He said all the Tasha K's. Now let's remember what he's saying. He said all the Tasha K's. Bro, hold on for more facts. You can't have bright lights with a concussion. He gonna pass out again. Oh my God. They gave this nigga a brain bruise. This nigga rambling with CTE, nigga. This is another old rapper. How you get CTE? Retired rapper with CTE. How you get CTE at the Boy Is Mine tour? Once again, we gonna have to go back to White Boy Denzel. The White Rory said that getting beat up at the Monica Brandy concert is diabolical. And the last comment he said there's no, what did he say? He was like, there's no place to go. There's no safe space where it's a bunch. Yeah, right here. It's not safe around black folks at big events of any kind. I believe that at this point, and he's doing all this rambling saying, yo, Tosh K, your people is illegitimate. They ain't on their files. And watch what he says after he tries to say the people who reported this shit is capping. Look what he says.
They are terrible. Yes. It was an incident that went down. Never denied that. Did try it. But as y'all see, to no avail. The boy prettier than Ali in the 70s. I got up this morning, man. I'm like, yo, really tried to get at me at the Boy Is Mine concert. You can't make this shit up. I start walking to the stage. Just sneak me. Just snuck a punch me from behind. 3 tried to sneak me. 3 punk ass. And I'm just saying, it happens. It can happen to anybody. You know, it happens to players.
Yo, seeing Job ramble and niggas playing in the dark with the shade behind him so you can't see his face hitting the yayo. Talking about 3 niggas sucker punch you in the back of the head. No, they sucker punch you in the front of the head too, particularly the face. Them niggas got their licks in, boy. Them niggas banged your shit up like a pinata. They had Ja in the blue tent doing concussion protocol. They had Ja in the concussion protocol, okay? Had that nigga looking like Jackson Dart out here. Had that nigga looking like goddamn Stroud from the Texans, man.
Too. Them happens to real too. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he's don't get no points for that, no real points for that. He's tried it, you know, but whatever. We here, it's whatever. So anyway, at that point, we scuffling. I see Artie diving across the motherfucking shit, grabbing the nigga. He's tussling him with it. I'm tussling him with it. As I'm moving, back and I stumble over some shit. Back Joe is there. Rich is there. It's just a melee. These is grabbing me back, holding me back, and making sure, is all right, trying to get between everybody that's going on. Security's coming. It's a melee. So anyway, just kind of disperses and people disperse. and we make our move or whatever. So now I'm over there beefing. I'm hot, of course, because this just went down. So I'm screaming and yelling, calling, you know how it goes. Here's the crazy that
hold on. So you got
you know how it goes. Here's the crazy beefing. I'm hot, of course, because this just went down. So I'm screaming and yelling.
Why are you screaming and yelling? Why are you screaming? So them niggas put hands and feet on you, and you started screaming and yelling with Fat Joe. What was Fat Joe's super goons? Doesn't Fat Joe have a gang of super Puerto Rican goons ready to kill behind him? Why ain't Ja Rule send the goons? Why didn't Fat Joe send the goons? All the killers and shooters, but Fat Joe and these niggas we was keeping the peace. Nobody got shot. The only person who got hands and feet put on him, who fell behind something, Josh. He fell, bust his ass. They probably didn't hit him up. He probably passed out screaming and shit. This is embarrassing.
You know how it goes. Here's the crazy that I want to address since I'm here on this platform. I want to address this. I want to address how hip hop concerts and white concerts and country concerts and rock concerts and pop concerts are policed or secured. Like if I was Bruce Springsteen at the motherfucking concert and get attacked in the back, you think the assailants could make it out of the building without getting arrested or something happening? See, this is how they do black business as usual. Nothing happened, nothing to see here. These is animals. Crazy. But I digress. I drink my coffee to this.
And are we supposed to sit here and like champion this nigga Ja Rule? This is the funny part about it, bro. You're not Bruce Springsteen and you're not white. You're black. Nigga moments are gonna happen. I never heard of cracker moments. I never heard of honky hiccups. But nigga, you're black and you're famous with some money. Nigga moments are bound to happen, and that's what security and firearms are for nigga moments. And you fit the qualification. You are in an area where mixed company is in, and you did not have your head on a swivel. Therefore, your head is lumped up like somebody with a herpes flare, and all you can do is sip out the fake coffee mug and laugh and talk about, if I was white, this wouldn't happen. Why is it always if I was white, this wouldn't happen? Yeah, you know why? Because, we're just prone to have these moments. And you're not Bruce Springsteen, Ja. You're Ja Rule. You can't say this shit would have happened to 50 Cent. Let's use people in our own, communities. I don't think niggas would have ran down and punched Fat Joe in the back of the head, right? I don't think niggas is gonna run down and punch Nelly in the back of the head, right? Big Boy. You think anybody gonna run down and punch Big Boy in the back of the head at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Master P. Who's punching Master P in the back of the head? Maybe these two gangsters. What about, you ever heard somebody punching Ludacris in the back of the head? What about Jadakiss? Fab? Anybody knocking Fab in the eardrum, busting his eardrum? Oh, no. But it happened to you, Ja Rule. Let's not bring up Bruce Springsteen and Paul McCartney. This wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't have happened to Elton John. No, it happened to you, Ja Rule. It happened to you, Jeffrey. And your response was putting your battered face like a battered spouse on camera. Couldn't even open your eyes. You got so lumped up. You said Taj K was lying, threatened to sue her, only to come out in another video, sitting in the dark with some more fake coffee, laughing, talking about, yeah, they got me. Them niggas hit me in the back of the head. I fell. Fat Joe trying to break it up. I'm on the ground screaming and yelling. And, if I was white, this wouldn't have happened. Ja, you're too old. You need to stop. And this is why people like 50 Cent always going to make fun of you, because instead of just being like, you know what, dog, let this ride. Let me not say anything. If he didn't say anything and just let this ride, we wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have cared. The story would have blown over. But for him to lie about it, only to come back and say, yeah, I did get jumped, but it was like this. And if I was white, it wouldn't have happened like that. Then it's like, bro, then you owe Taj K an apology. You owe Taj K an apology. Okay, you owe black media apology because she came out and said it, and you want to discredit her. But I bet if TMZ came out and said it first, you wouldn't have called TMZ a liar. You wouldn't call Harvey a liar. Why you got to call a black woman a liar just because she's the one who told us? You know, why don't you go find them niggas who put hands and feet on you? Don't come online talking to us. Talk to them people who said, "Hey, that's Ja Rule. That's a sweet lick. I'm gonna punch the shit out of this nigga." Those are the people you need to be arguing with and threatening to sue. You should be threatening to sue them for your safety. Because if I punch you in the back of the head and I went home scot-free, I'm going to go find you again and punch you in the back of the head. Because now you soft. And the streets know you a lick. But I ain't a street nigga. I'm just saying, if I was a street nigga, I'd punch Ja Rule in the back of the head twice. Especially when you come online looking like this. I would definitely punch a nigga like this in the back of the head. But you know what it is? Jason Hunter? You know what it is, man? And Star taught a lot of people this valuable lesson. Learn how to take the L and go home. It's a lot of people who don't go home to their families off of a botched robbery because when they up the pole on you, yo, give up the goods and get the fuck on. Don't try to fight. Don't try to play hero. Give up the goods. Get the fuck on before you get your head blown off, smooth off your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? If you get beat up, soak the ass whooping up. Put a turkey or put a steak on your eye. Sit the fuck down. Heal. Go get some type of facial therapy so we can expedite the healing of the bruises and the bumps. You know what I'm saying? And come out in 2 weeks and don't say nothing about it. But trying to argue with this shit, making statements. You made more statements to us than the police. We not going to thank you. Did he make a statement to the police? Bruce Springsteen would have. Bruce Springsteen would have sued the Madison Square Garden or the Barclays because how am I a celebrity public figure and you don't have the security safety enough to protect me? I'm Bruce Springsteen, bitch. I'm white. That's how white folks do. But a nigga like Ja Rule want to keep it real. Keeping it real is like I said, it's got hands, feet, kneecaps, and toes put on you, nigga. All right? Got your head lumped up. And I don't mean OG that gamer. Yeah, just a real OG, a true older adult who knows how to take the L and go home. Just take the L. Like, share, subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all in the building. I really do, man. And the last story we got, we doing quick 3-piece, doing because we come back tomorrow with another show. You know, I want to hit you guys twice. Pause. I want to give you guys 2 good programs going into Thanksgiving weekend. So if you didn't catch this live tonight, you can catch it tomorrow, and then we're gonna have another one tomorrow. So that you might be able to catch that on like Thanksgiving, Black Friday type of shit. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to do our best to provide some form of entertainment so you guys can be entertained during the holidays. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we don't want to be around the family all day, right? Friday, I'm not trying to be where I don't want to be. But here we got Juelz Santana, another dumbass old nigga. And I'm not saying old to disparage him, but he is too old to be saying things like this. Too old to be having these types of mindsets and perspectives that are being projected to the youth, setting bad examples, being toothless. He talks like his teeth are constantly about to fall out of his mouth. To No Funny Shit podcast, these 2 brothers who probably paid Juelz in a pack of perk burgers and Wu-Tang blunts, Woolies, allegedly. And this is the message he wanted to give out to the youth. This is his big intellectual statement of the year right here.
And I think that shit gonna take over.
Nah, but seriously though,
right?
G shit though, we gotta start teaching our kids though, just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be literate. When they get to 9th grade, they should just kids though just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be literate, because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more important, reading or math?
Math.
Told you.
Math. I think you could you could listen to a book on YouTube. You can still obtain the information. You don't have to know how to read. That's not reading and understanding. I believe common sense is better than everything. I'm a common sense nigga. I'd rather have 0 book smarts and common sense, be able to read the room, be able to read life, be able to read people. I try to understand people, understand. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, you can listen to a book. I just listen to the 48 Laws of Power. Not to
you gotta read your contract, Elves.
You don't have to. You can listen to that too. They got apps you can put it in and it'll read it to you. Are you crazy? Huh? It probably will. AI will now. That's what I'm saying. That's how freaky
you don't have
to
read shit that's being told to you.
It'll be so. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like you don't need to know how to read.
At a restaurant.
Floyd Mayweather don't read that shit.
You at a restaurant. Like it's mad shit you gotta read.
You saying that? You just gotta know what you like. You ain't gotta read the restaurant. You can just say, "What is this? A steak joint? I want steak, nigga. I want what y'all steak come with? What y'all got? When the waiter come,
reading way more important.
When the waiter come, you be like, "What come?"
Do you see why, as a community, we need to bring attention to these people and ring the alarm of concern? Because these two brothers probably grew up on Juelz Santana. They probably took their hard-earned money and gave it to Juelz Santana to bring traction and attention to their platform. And they wouldn't went viral for anything, but basically they were going viral because this nigga pretty much said, "Hey, bro, common sense is, and which isn't important, but why do we need book smarts when I got street smarts? Why learn how to read? I need to learn how to do math, nigga. Reading, the reason why reading is essential, because you need to know how to read things, comprehension. How are you going to know math if you cannot read equations? Reading is just as essential to math as reading is an essential to work. Like, I don't get what he's trying to say. If you cannot read formulaic equations, if you cannot comprehend the equations of the parentheses, of the plus, the minus, reading, you can't do math if you can't read. What are you talking about? Why is Floyd always catching straight? Because Floyd is the most famous, the richest illiterate nigga we know. And even with this, I love Jim Jones. I love how he rapped. I'm not Jim Jones, Juelz. I loved what Juelz did for hip hop. I loved how he rapped. I loved his flows. I love the run he had. I love the I Can't Feel My Face era with him and Wayne. I love the fact that Cameron says till this day, out of all the Dipset members, he still listens to a lot of Juelz, and he actually said Juelz was the best rapper out of them three and, the most talented. But we should never be trying to have educated conversations with people like him. And, he lost all his teeth. You know what I'm saying? He fumbled Kimbella, you know what I'm saying, who is a certified baddie. And I know we say, bad bitches, nigga, right, get tired of them. But listen, as an older man, and when your teeth starting to fall out and you've been with the same one for like 10 years, bro, go ahead, cuff that up, bro. You playing, bro. Juelz Santana, this is very disappointing, man. It's very disappointing to see a generation of people we looked up to. Because like Mo, you know what I'm saying? At least, you can look up to an LL Cool J. You can look up to an Ice-T. You can look up to a Ice Cube, a Snoop Dogg in a certain aspect of, we might not agree with their takes. We may not agree with their political positioning sometimes, but we understand that they have matured and evolved past levels of juvenile thought process. They have evolved and progressed in a level of thinking like a father, thinking of like a grandfather, having thinking like a husband, providing certain entertainment that isn't rap, but it's still something that they have transitioned themselves to a wider audience. See, it's fun looking at, like I said, the LLs and them, even the Jay-Z's, where it's like, okay, the Nas's of the world, where, okay, you were once a young man, you was once a street nigga, you was once the YN, but now you've grown up. You don't even have to put on the quarter vest and the matcha tea. You can still wear the same things you wore back then, but you have progressed. You have grown old enough to where you're making being 40, being 50, being 60, you're making that look cool. You're making us want to get to that age. You're making us, man, I can't wait to get to Snoop's age. I can't wait to get to Dr. Dre's age. I can't wait to get to Ice Cube's age. And then we get my generation, and we get the Lil Wayne's of the world. We get the Juelz Santanas of the world. We get the Ja Rules of the world. You know what I'm saying? We get the goddamn blue faces of the world. We get a bunch of degenerates where these people have not, they are stunted. It's stunted growth. We have grown men scared to grow up and grow old and we're going to always have a level of stunted growth with our young men in the Black community, because we don't see shining examples of men who were once respected as cool or street niggas or fly or savvy, that like the Dr. Dre's we said back then, or the Ice Cubes back then, or even the Q-Tips, even some of the R&B singers like Keith Sweat, where it's like, yeah, some of these guys are old, but the way they have matured and progressed in life makes you want to, that's what you want to be when you get that age. And the guys we're getting handed to, I don't want to be Lil Wayne in 15 years. I don't want to be a Juelz Santana, my teeth falling out 15 years. I don't want to be a blue face with a bunch of tattoos. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they are, how they say, not emphasizing, but it's like you're pretty much keeping the minds of Black men at a certain age group from like 16 to 26. And anything past that is being frowned upon. It doesn't make sense, man. He became an addict. He couldn't read the toothpaste. It's facts, bro. Fame hit him at a young age. Unfortunately, he couldn't get out of the hood mentality, especially at the height of his success. I agree. I don't look up to no gangster rappers. They gotten away with poison Black community. I respect hip hop rappers. Now, and I agree. I do agree to that point where certain people were definitely negative influences on the rap community, definitely negative influences on hip hop. But at the same time, I think a lot of that is programmed. And I do think that even though we've had people who have been negative stereotypes, and I'm not saying everybody's been positive, but at a certain age, bro, you have to grow up. At a certain age, you can't be sitting around here saying, reading is an essential, or saying that it's okay to come home and be celebrated after doing a bid with no expectations of being a better person when you come out. We shouldn't be celebrating, hey, I got jumped and I'm so insecure, and I'm so rattled about what the general public thinks of me that I'm going to rush out here with a bruising and battered up face and try to convince people I ain't get my ass whipped. All these things are high school problems. When you got your ass whipped in high school, you was trying to rush to convince people you didn't get beat up, because by the time everybody else tells the story, you done got beat up and thrown off the second floor. You know what I'm saying? When you were younger, it was all, man, we got to go to prison. We got to go to jail. We got to get locked up to show stripes. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, oh, man, fuck reading. All we need is math. We're going to be all right. These are thoughts that 17-year-olds have, 18-year-olds have. We shouldn't be having that right now in the community. And I don't appreciate that type of rhetoric being normalized. And anybody who speaks against it, like a Mike Epps, has to apologize to a nigga like Blueface that has a bunch of commercial brands tatted on his face. And I understand those are for gang ties and all this other shit. That's even stupider. I'm not letting a nigga with gang tattoos on his face, excuse me, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm not letting somebody with gang tattoos on their face dictate to me what's right and wrong and what should be celebrated, especially when you are coming home from rehabilitation. You should agree with Mike Epps. And if the hit dog hollers, just understand that. Just say, hey, bro, I thought you was talking about me. I got a little offended. Maybe I took what you said was wrong, but I felt a certain type of way. And call him on the back channel or just get your statement out and be a little more eloquent with it, bro. But this shit is bullshit. From I read that. My bad. I don't look up no gangster rappers. Damn, I'm getting dementia right now. Nigga preach, man. Like I said, bro, I'm not trying to sit on a high horse or anything, but as somebody who's been in jail, somebody who's participated in about everything that we've talked about today, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sitting here on a high horse. I'm not sitting here from a position of experience. I'm sitting here from a position of, falling short of my goals, taking a step forward and 2 steps back, dwelling in the mindset of ignorance, and I've came out of that just like a lot of us have. We grow, we mature, we sprout our wings and fly away into a greater purpose. But we have to call these things out. We have to dedicate a good 90 minutes to individuals like this, because if we let these types of things slide, it's only going to erode the value system and the moral compass of the Black community, which is already being eroded up to an unrecognizable level. So even when you see the matcha tea and the quarter zip trend and people saying it's anti-Black, I'm like, at least these kids are trying to clean up their image. At least these kids feel like, hey, at least I can diversify my dress code. At least the kids are understanding, it's not bad to clean up. You know what I'm saying? To clean up nice. We have to champion sometimes that the kids are starting certain trends that weren't put upon them by previous generations, So like I said, Mike Epps, Juelz Santana, Ja Rule, setting bad examples for Black men across the board. And it's up to me as a Black man, as somebody who comes from the same environments a lot of these guys come from, to speak on this and not to shame them as, brothers, but just to point out the hypocrisy, to point out the contradictions, to point out the poison that they are spewing, that a lot of people that don't have the guidance, don't have the wherewithal, don't have the mentors to tell them right from wrong. These are their mentors. These are their father figures. These are the people they look to for guidance and knowledge. And you wonder why one of them niggas got his head lumped up. Another one has no teeth. Another nigga looks like a walking billboard for commercial brands. Niggas getting beat up at the Brandy and Monica tour. Where are we as a Black community right now? And then, I got other videos, they beat up the mom in Chicago a couple weeks ago, right? They whipped that mama ass in Chicago. That shit wasn't cool. That wouldn't fly. But where are we in the Black community where kids are beating on parents now? I don't know. I don't get it. But we have to have these type of conversations, because if the change is going to start, it's going to start here, and it's going to start with each other. It can be in small groups, but we have to take this level of consciousness and carry it with us throughout this week, throughout the days. We have to be thankful. This is the week of thanks. Let's be thankful for our families. Let's be thankful for having another day at life. Let's be thankful for the opportunity to change ourselves for the better. But we also have to be thankful for where we came from. We have to be thankful for not having these types of mindsets, and actually being thankful to have a voice to maybe switch it, to maybe have people who are still living like this to have a little bit more of consideration before they engage in these nigga moments, and have a little more thoughtfulness of how we treat each other, how we conduct ourselves around each other, and understand we are only a reflection of one another. And we can't let our worst represent the whole. You know what I'm saying? We can't let our mischievous ones get all the attention. You know what I'm saying? We can't be celebrating the degeneracy in our culture. And that's pretty much where I'm going to land my plane here. There's another episode of Perspectives and Facts podcast. It's your boy, Florida Boy Jay. I'm going to try one more time to drop my Twitter handle. I don't even know how to do it from here. Let me see if I can do it from my phone. Let me see if I can just do this. I'm just going to drop it in the show thing about. Got it right here. Copy link to profile. So guys, I'm going to go in the chat on the show and drop it here. So just give me 2 seconds before you leave. Can you please follow my new account on Twitter because they packed me up. It's crazy. They deleted my account. I was very, very disappointed, but it's cool. So right there, it should be the link to my Twitter right here at the Florida Boy JMC Bow right here. This is me. Follow this account. Please, everybody watching, please follow this account. I appreciate it. I need to get my subscribers up. I'm going to start to go live on this new account very, very soon. But yeah, until then, man, I appreciate Jason Hunter. I really do appreciate your perspective. Everything you brought to the table today is very, very much appreciated. This perspective was very appreciated today, especially for the show. Mo Facts, thank you so much. McChilson, appreciate it, man. Big Killer in the building, my mod. I love you so much. Thank you for participating, man. You know I love it when you guys come in the mod and help me with the show. Bad examples. Orlando Anthony, I appreciate you coming in today too, man. I love it when the live chat pulls up, man. Elon Musk, thank you for pulling up again today. My girl, Coco Mamacita 365, thank you so much. Beautiful profile picture. I love it. Street Geeks, you already know. Hey, we got to go live tomorrow, man. You already know we got a show cooked up tomorrow, Street Geeks. We got to do it, man. Brian 007, thank you so much. Carlton Way, always one of the first people in the building. Thank you so much. White Denzel, appreciate you coming in the building, letting us know what time it is. Fam Roots, thank you also for participating, commenting, and engaging with us. Shakiria, where are you at? Because Shakiria was one of the first people popping in here, man. Where's a matter of fact, Taco Stain too. Salute Taco Stain came in the building, and Shakiria, one of my favorite near and dear people that I've met online that is now a moderator. Thank you so much, and happy birthday. Everybody's happy birthday to Shakiria. Happy belated birthday. It was last week. She balled out of control. She did her thing. I can tell you where she was at. She did her thing. Balls hogging on the lane. And like I said, man, thank you guys so much. Please be safe. Be thankful. If you're traveling, safe travels. Get back in one piece. Hug your family extra tight. Hug your cousins, your annoying auntie. Just show love, man. It's been a tough year for a lot of people. And I think this is going to be one of those Thanksgivings where everybody's going to have a little more appreciation than normal to actually be around their loved ones and their family. So salute. Peace out. Be safe. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my Twitter. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out, guys. Be safe. And here we go.
Five was 95, stoned on Ocean Drive, hotel was prime. Little bit after the quarantine, but it was still live. All the restaurants had the custies eating outside. I caught a lot of looks, but they was with they man. I look and smell exotic, baby, so I understand. She wanna get a ride with me, so I had to plan. I turned into a Kuma quick and got in my demon stance. Baby, grab the sticks. Bed bugs biting all the pillow, talking lame. Kind of ejection tabs on my Jordans. Now this is baby first time ejaculating. She's a squirt or not. She gets so flirtatious when I squeeze a button, hold her down. Yeah. The sex was like an angelic demon dance. Should've made a sign of wave in advance to make it clear that she got a share. Either you compete or you can drown in fear. You can complete the task or disappear. Bring something edible to my table, come grab a chair. If you ain't doing shit, then baby, guess what? You can't get the dick. One thing I can't stand up for is a lazy bitch. Golden double crosses on my yak and you can't